the prize, I follow through. I'm unstoppable.
Welcome to Charmingly Toxic, where Prosecco meets psychology. And we're not diagnosing, but we are side-eyeing the charm, control, and emotional chaos. Hey, Joanne, welcome back, and cheers to 2026.
Happy New Year, Denise. Cheers.
Cheers. Okay. A shout out to Silk Bar once again. I couldn't have made it through the holiday season without Silk Bar. So today we're going to talk about some Bravo gossip and recap the Salt Lake City season finale, which was amazing.
It was really damn good.
I watched it this morning and I was like, this is epic.
Seriously.
Okay, so let's start with some gossip. I had sent you a couple of Instagram links, but first and foremost, let's just talk about Bethany's face disease. My question is this the same place where Brandy got her face disease? Same parts?
I think Bethany's is just contact dermatitis.
Oh, you just think it's a rash?
I don't know. I didn't look into the whole video, but that's what it looked like.
So she's just making a big deal out of nothing.
You know, because I'm very well versed in the dermatological
disease category. Did you catch why Andy Cohen is like mad at her? I heard some rumblings, but I couldn't get why.
She did the reality reckoning thing, that article in Vanity Fair that was supposed to take them all down, and then it resulted in nothing. But
that was a long time ago, right? Well, I thought there was something recent that ticked him off.
No, but yeah, he called her the margarita lady. In all of her videos, it's too much.
That's what I saw. Her videos are a lot. All right, what do you have on your end?
Oh, dear. Well, I have Amanda and Kyle. Are they, aren't they? I got an ad. Is he coming to Atlanta? But he's doing a whole DJ tour.
So is Meredith, and she's coming to Dallas. I was like, would Joanne fly in for this? And am I going to pay money to see this? I'm not sure. Speaking of Kyle and Amanda, my daughter's home from college for Christmas break, so we were doing a rewatch of Summer House from season 1. This guy has been a fucking dick since day 1. Part of me is like, does Amanda go back and rewatch the seasons? Because it was always there. Don't marry him. And the amount of times he cheated on her and she brushed it under the rug or took him back, it's unbelievable, really. So if this is fake, we're divorcing, we're separated, girl, get a life.
Yeah, because he posted a bunch of pictures from Christmas and then she commented, but where's Amanda? So it seems cheeky, they're just playing it up to promote the new season type of thing. But my God, she needs to dump his ass.
You also see her going from this healthy, vibrant, young woman to this very thin, gaunt as the seasons go on. And part of me was like, oh, maybe this is just her maturing into an adult face. But I think the spirit was taken out of her.
She said she had crippling anxiety and she couldn't get her he's a peach.
All right. So the next thing I have is, so I sent this to you. This is from the Pink Pop Box on Instagram. So it says, a financially strapped Jersey couple will divorce. It will be financially crippling and someone will likely bounce to parts unknown. It will probably have long-standing ramifications. So this is what I'm thinking, and I could be totally off base. But you know how this barrage of Teresa and Melissa coming back together and being friends? And I'm like, what is this all about? And I was like, this is kind of gross. But I'm thinking, maybe if she's getting ready to dump Louis, she needs them as backup.
I could see it. I think that's good call. Yeah.
And let me get back on this show because I have nothing.
Did you read that they said it was retooled and it's going to start production soon?
Yes, I did. But I'm like, what other reason would she have for getting back with them and getting along? You know, she always has an agenda. So if the agenda is, I need money, and there's, smoke and rumors coming around about him owing all of this millions and millions of dollars, I could see him fleeing the country.
So it could be talked about. It could be one of the top headlines from BravoCon. Yeah.
So we'll see if I'm right. All right. What's the next thing you have?
Okay. the Kyle and Mauricio rumor that it was all staged because he was being sued and he was going to hide money in her LLC and now he doesn't have to
Yes.
anymore. Denise, I had not heard any of that.
That is so infuriating if it's true. Like, she is a shell of a person.
Both Bravo Kyles stink. Thumbs down.
Who does that? And then we have the Alexia and Todd.
God, I know.
Pulling similar bullshit. That leaves me very unsettled. What kind of human are you? Okay. This is the next one. A Salt Lake City housewife may be departing her show rather than talk about what the real issues are. Obviously, Meredith. Okay.
I won. Lisa and what's his name? Jody allegedly split.
Who do you think broke up with who?
I would imagine he dumped her.
You think?
I don't know.
I think she found someone else.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To fund her life. And she's like, I'm over this guy. Okay, let's see. A Salt Lake City housewife will have a really messy divorce, and it's not who you think. Okay, first of all of them are heading for divorce. Every single cast member, except for Heather, because she's not married. I think it's Whitney.
I think it's Whitney, too.
Yeah, they can't come back from that financial ruin.
Yeah, in the preview, she walks off the reunion because she's going through stuff.
It sounds like everyone walks off that reunion, including Andy. Like,
I
get the hell
know.
out of here.
In 3 parts, I'm like, oh, it better be like...
Does not need to be 3 parts. Especially since Kate Casey, I was listening to her podcast, she said there is no footage from the plane. No footage on the reunion. And I'm like, why am I even going to watch this? Yeah. That was the whole reason I was going to tune in. So we'll see. That's all I got on my end. You got any more?
Okay, yes. I got Naomi from Southern Charm, Craig's ex, got engaged to Brooke Nader's ex-husband.
Yeah, what's, like, the pond is so small down there, right?
Is she from there, though? I don't know. I know she's like, I don't know why she's famous. I know she was on Dancing with the Stars. I know she's got like a slamming body and her sisters are all gorgeous, but like, I don't know why she's famous.
I don't either. But that reminded me for some reason that on season 3 of Summer House, Erica Kirk.
Yes.
Going on a date with Jordan.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That was crazy. Okay, what else?
Okay, this came out today. Gina and Travis got engaged.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, a couple hours ago. And then the other one, you'll love this because I know you're a huge Shep fan. He was trapped in St. Bart's. Those videos are cracking me up, like all these rich people trapped on their vacations. And he was doing an Instagram story and like showing the restaurant and how hard the restaurant workers were working. And Giselle is at a table with her daughters, I think.
Okay. Wait, why are they trapped at St. Bart's?
Because they're rich and it's cold everywhere else. Oh, because the Venezuela thing shut down airspace all over the Caribbean. Yeah, so they all got kind of trapped.
For them. God, that sucks. Give me a break.
It's a hard life. But that was really sudden. It was like, he didn't even know it. And everyone thought it. And like, oh my God, that's Giselle and her family.
Of course. All right. Are we ready for the season finale?
I believe we are.
Okay. So it starts with the end. We get a little tease of what the end of the episode is going to look like.
I love when they do that.
I just want to say this and we'll get back into this, but whoever thought of them creating a Greek tragedy play is a fucking genius.
It's kind of recycled a little bit, like when Heather was like, say the worst text about it. Like it's sort of the same theme, but this was magnificent.
On point. So we go to 12 hours earlier before this huge breakdown fight Greek play. And they're on day 4 of the Greece trip, which feels a lot longer than 4 days. And so we see Angie's lip from the day before where she crashed into the... How did she not see that guy? That was like intense.
I bet he came out really quick because he was just setting up breakfast. So he's probably like in a rush.
My gosh, it made her lip filler look even worse. Right? It was so bad. So then she says, Stella, whoever, I don't know, did production hook them up with Stella? Like, who the hell is Stella? The playwright. Yeah. But how did they get connected with her? Part of me is like, did production set this whole thing up and feed Stella like everything?
Doubt it.
Right? Because how long was she there interviewing all those women?
Yeah, the flashback, it seems like she clocked them, like she got them all right. But yeah, I guess I see what you're saying.
So you see her interviewing each cast member about like what their greatest strength is. And then what we don't see at that point is she's like, why do you hate every other cast member? And taking serious notes. I just want to know who was the mastermind behind this. Was it Angie or was it production?
Right.
Because it was genius. But I really loved how the women described themselves and then how they described the group.
It was so great. I mean, Lisa guessing 4 different signs of the playwright. And then she goes, "No, whatever, I'm a Pisces." I knew you were gonna say that. 4 other signs.
She's so fake. I mean, oh my gosh, they both were just showing their worst selves in that Stella interview.
Oh my god.
She's like, this is going to be easy to write this play. Not a problem. Anything else on that?
Yeah.
So then we see Meredith, they were saying, oh, she's all easy breezy in the morning, making us coffee, being fine. But at 2:30 a.m. the night before, she was losing her shit, was a complete psycho, paranoid. Here's the thing. I don't think she was paranoid. Like, she knew they were talking about them. And she's like, tell me what you were talking about. That's not paranoia. That's like sensing people are talking about me, and she's accurate.
She is, but after a night out, to call Bronwyn to your room alone, that seems a little.
Yeah. I was like, also, how did they stay up till 2:30? I mean, clearly I go to bed early, but 2:30 and you want to have a serious conversation? They must have been completely fucked up. And Bronwyn, she gets herself into trouble with this stuff. She's so messy.
Yeah, but I mean, at least figured out that Meredith was just using her for information and it was working until it stopped.
Right.
And the two of them, that morning scene, and Meredith just saying, this is not true. I'm not going to agree to something that didn't happen. Like, who do you believe?
Bronwyn.
I do too.
I mean, you can tell she's telling the truth.
Even in those earrings.
Yeah, yes, right. I wrote a note too. Her shoes this whole trip are killing me. These huge, like orthopedic. I know that they're designer Prada, probably sandals or whatever, but all of them, I'm like, you look so beautiful and you have these ugly, hideous shoes on in every scene. You could tell she's telling the truth and she's really frustrated and upset. And Meredith gaslighting the shit out of her and everybody else. That's one of the worst narcissistic manipulative tactics is gaslighting.
Yeah.
It really messes with your brain. And you could see these women struggling like, is she trying to make us think we're crazy?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could see it. They start to believe, like, am I nuts? Is it me? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Is it all of us? Like, are we all collectively nuts and she's the only one telling the truth? I don't know how she does it. She doesn't crack for 1 second at all. And when she does crack, it's fake. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So we see Bronwyn talking to Mary about Meredith, and Mary's like, just, be honest with her, say what you think. I have to say too, Mary on this show is not the Mary in the cult documentary.
I know.
So which Mary is Mary? And is she both?
Don't know. I was going to ask you, are you going to break that down?
I might.
Because I did see some counter views about, like, listen, this was one family that's clearly disgruntled with her and the church and da da da. But I think it's baloney that her grandmother said it was that creep, Robert Sr.
All I'm saying is the story that she put out there about the church and her grandmother was not true. Clearly, her grandmother was a beautiful person, and she did not tell her to marry her husband when she died. And so there's a lot of lying and manipulation of people in that context. But then we see her over here being like very truthful. Maybe she's like, hey, I need this housewives gig and I need to be liked because I need the money because my church is going down in flames. How am I going to keep myself dressed to the nines?
I mean, they barely covered how her grandmother had all these other businesses, which made sense. Like, she was a wonderful person. Like, she created all these businesses for people of color that did not exist in Salt Lake City. And she recognized that and took care of the community, and everyone loved her.
No, what pisses me off is they filmed the reunion before the documentary came out. That makes me so mad. But partly, I think maybe Andy did that on purpose. Like, I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole, and I don't want it taking up space on the reunion.
Yeah. That would have been 4 freaking episodes, 4 reunions.
Okay, so we talked about Bronwyn confronting Meredith, Meredith gaslighting her, and then they all get in the van to go meet Angie's cousin for lunch, who seems like a sweet guy.
Totally. Oh my God. He's like, "We love you." I was like, "I wanna hug him too."
The place they were eating lunch was freaking gorgeous. Oh my gosh, we went out to eat with a couple last night who are going to Greece on this Mediterranean cruise, and like, "You should come with us." And I was like, "I really want to, but we get seasick very easily."
Oh, no.
But I was tempted for I'll go by land. And then I don't really wanna get into this, but Angie's like, being sad about her mom and not knowing that side of the family. So they get back in the van, and then Bronwyn goes ballistic on Meredith. What'd you think?
Yes. But it is weird, like, I think her point was, like, the ups and downs, like, she was so joyful and fun in the morning and making cappuccinos, and then she was, like, this sullen, depressed, sit in the back of the van, sunglasses on.
So a narcissist move is when I'm unhappy, I want everybody to feel how unhappy I am and the tension to be thick, thick, thick. And they're all kind of over it at that point. Like, stop ruining the vibe.
Yeah. That's funny, and I saw we both commented about, like, "Is it perimenopause?" And I had written that down. "Could it be?" I'm like, "That's it," and you're like, "No."
Yeah, we were commenting on Kate Casey's Facebook page because someone said, "Oh, I think this Meredith's mood swings could be menopause or perimenopause." And I was like, "This is not just mood swings, right? This is gaslighting at its finest, plus clear substance abuse."
Yeah. I live at my happy bubble sometimes.
So Bronwyn kind of gets the last word in that fight. Like, she goes off, very believable. All the housewives are like, uh-huh, nodding along. And Meredith doesn't say anything. So they go in and they have to get ready for the play, and Meredith takes a bath. I wonder what else goes along with her bath ritual. Like, is there like some Xanax on the side? Some,
Could be. I
yeah.
could see maybe take one, get in a relaxing bath.
So they get to the event and all the girls are anxious. And so this makes me believe that they know they all told horrible shit to Stella, and how is it going to come out? Like, shit, how is she gonna use this in this play, and is it gonna make me look bad? I mean, because the anxiety was through the roof. You could feel it almost through the screen
Yeah.
when they got to the location. The food there looked amazing. Did you see that spread? I was like, "Can I just pop in the scene and eat this?" Now, they must have been drinking through the whole play. Am I right? They didn't show them drinking, but they had to have been.
Brittany said, "I'm just gonna go right for the wine." And then at the end, there was an empty bottle of wine and some glasses. So they definitely showed Brittany sipping because I think that was
And
intentional. But then Heather was sipping a little. So yeah, they had to be having wine.
Heather was clearly trashed.
Yeah.
How about that rumor?
Monica,
I do believe Monica. I do believe Monica in this.
definitely.
So all the stuff I was reading, okay, so apparently Monica said that Heather had to get taken to the hospital for drinking too much and have her stomach pumped. And then they're like, "There's no such thing as pumping someone's stomach." And I'm like, "That's what happened to all my friends in high school. They went to the hospital to get their stomach pumped because they couldn't stop vomiting or something. Isn't that real?"
I thought it was a thing. Ad Dog 2020 or whatever.
Yeah. If there's any doctors out there, weigh in.
Please.
Do they pump the stomach for alcohol
I'm sure they
overdose?
maybe induce vomiting, right? With
Something. Okay, so Angie gives them all scarves and tells them to put them on their head. And I'm like, "What is this scarf thing about?" But then I realize it coordinates to who's playing their part in this play. And the narrator of the play slays with her words and her accent and her tone,
timing, like everything.
everything. So I wrote down what she said about everyone.
Gosh, okay.
So basically, she's saying Heather is the deflector and she hides who she is through her humor. Bronwyn, you are not two-faced, you're no-faced. That had to hurt, right? You're not loyal. You collect secrets. You're not loyal to anybody. And she was the only one she had said crying through this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, we are despicable people. We are disgusting. Lisa, you wear your wealth like a shield. You act like a queen among servants, and you can't ever apologize. Angie, daggers lie beneath your tongue. Your voice is sharp and slicing, and you thirst to be the best. Yikes. That one was rough. All true. All true. Brittany, your words are childish noise. You cling to the attention of men and barely notice your children. That was rough.
Yep.
Okay, Mary seems to get off the easiest. They say, Mary, you speak truth, but your words sting. Your conviction becomes a cage, like her judgment about others. But I'm like, knowing what we saw in this fucking documentary, that's pretty light. Like, she didn't get it as bad as the others.
She didn't. No, I agree.
But it's based on the others' feedback, and they're all scared of her too. So that makes sense.
Right. True.
Whitney, we dismiss you as shallow, body without a mind. Perhaps you speak wisdom, but no one listens. And then Lisa calls her a loose woman, like a whore in another language. Was it Spanish?
Bhutan.
Yeah.
No, it's Italian or Greek.
Meredith, you hide behind semantics, twisting language to dodge blame. You drift between brilliance and confusion, and your behavior is unpredictable. That is a fantastic sentence about her.
Mm-hmm.
Nailed it. And then all the sisters have guilt in their eyes, swallowing the truth like poison. So it shows them drinking, and then are we supposed to say like they died from their own poison they're spreading to others?
That's what I interpreted the Greek
They
plan.
pan to the women's faces, and the women are like, holy shit, like shell-shocked. What did you think they were thinking?
Well, each one, Meredith thinking in her own planet. So when they finally said, like, that was rough, that was brutal, Brittany's the first one to speak. And then they were like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then Bronwyn was like, no, I was upset the entire time. I was hysterical crying. So she kind of brought it back to be real.
Mm-hmm. I applaud Bronwyn for that.
Yeah.
Because I think what would be going on in your mind after you hear the sentence about you, right? Well, you're defensive. But if you believe the sentences about everybody else are true, right? I think this is what's going through their mind. Like, I believe Lisa was on point, Meredith was on point. Then do I have to believe mine was also on point? And I think Bronwyn was the only one who got that.
Yeah.
She really took accountability for how she shows up in relationships where the rest of them could not do it.
No, they could not see it
at all. And Meredith plays the victim.
The victim, yeah. Lisa had a moment and then poof, it was gone.
Yeah. And I think Meredith had a moment and it was gone. And this is where I wrote, is Heather drunk? She's wasted at this point, and she's not going to let Meredith's story die, right? She's like, I'm here for answers, and you can't just back yourself out of this.
I wrote down, like, Heather and Whitney, like, are they trying to play producer, or do you think the producers are egging them on? Because they will not let this Meredith thing go. Like, were they tasked with that, or are they just trying to take that on their own?
I don't know. But I do think it was hellacious. I do think that plane ride, and I think there's a part of them, and Whitney is one for justice a lot, where she's like, oh, fuck no, we're not just gonna let this play out. Like, yeah, no big deal, moving on. I think it was that bad that they're so stuck on it.
Yeah.
Will we ever know? I hope so. Like, Heather, fucking tell us what happened. Like, word for word.
I think Meredith is so good at being her lawyer narcissist self that people doubt their own reality.
But I think she's convinced herself also that it didn't happen, which is also sick. So Mary's like, what the hell's going on here? Why are we here? We're not even friends. Like, what are we doing? We're all worried about Meredith, but not one of us will say to her face, what the fuck is wrong with you? We're all scurrying around behind her back and telling the other one, you do it. No, you do it. No, you tell her. And so Mary's brave enough in that moment to be like, gig is up. We know something's wrong with you. All of us collectively see it. You would think that she would admit to something.
Yeah, like just give him a little nugget.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Or just say, yeah, Seth and I are struggling a little bit. She could have said she says nothing except my life is perfect. I'm healthy. My mind is fine. My marriage is the best it's ever been. Like, she goes to the extreme. What do you think about Bronwyn bringing up, like, I saw your husband with someone in New York?
I think Lisa jumped right into the defense.
Oh, yeah.
"What are you saying? What are you implying?" And she was like, "I'm not implying anything. I don't know who he was with. I don't know." And then Meredith just runs away.
Okay, well, I do think Lisa and Meredith had that pact where we are going to defend each other's marriages, even though everyone's cheating. When Bronwyn first brings it up in Greece, they're in Greece in May, and she says she saw it go down in January, right? She was on this trip with her husband where she saw him. Why hold it all the way until May? I'm like, is this producer driven also?
Hmm.
Like, was this film something like, how did they get wind of it and be like, you better bring this up?
Yeah, good question.
Why would she just, how many months later?
Maybe she knew the news about her and Todd was gonna come out, and so
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Do you think it was clear that whoever she saw him with, they were more than friends or business partners?
it seemed like it.
Right. But yeah, Lisa was right there to defend her. And that's where everything really took a huge turn.
Remember, what did because she said that Seth said hello, right?
I think so. Acknowledged he saw them.
Right. So what did he say in the I don't know. I don't remember. I think it was 2 episodes ago or last episode.
Her reaction says it all. And she's deep down like, I'm going to kill Bronwyn. Like, this, there's no going back. You know, you're done. And then Heather's like, was it this or at the reunion where she's like, our friendship is completely over. Like, I'm
That's at
done
the
with you.
reunion. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I don't know. You think Meredith I don't think she's coming back, but you predicted that she wouldn't come to the reunion, but she does.
She does. I wonder, there's kind of like a scar left on you if you don't go to the reunion.
Yeah.
And I don't think she wanted that. Like, if she needed the opportunity again in the future, she wasn't going to flush that down the toilet.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if they got rid of Bronwyn or whatever, she would come back. So I think she was calculated in that move. But I can't see her coming back to the show unless she has real dirt. Unless in the down season, she digs up the biggest epic thing on each woman and comes back and slays them all, which could happen.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so it ends with Meredith and Lisa thick as thieves, Heather wasted and being dramatic, very dramatic music. And then what do they call those things at the end where they say what they're up to? Or
No. Yeah.
there's a word for that. But I thought those were really funny because they were so sarcastic next to
Mhm.
this dramatic music playing in the background.
It was a weird way to end the season. Like, I don't know, except maybe Jersey, where they've ended it on such a, like, sour, they're not aligned, they're not together.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, this is kind of now turning into Jersey where these people hate each other.
Yeah.
And they're going to do diabolical things to each other off screen. And even with Andy walking off at the reunion, like, you know, he gets irritated with Angie and Lisa. I'm sure that's what was going on. Those two are going at it and would not shut up. And each
Right.
one has to have the last word and was not letting him talk. But for him to get up and walk off, I think he's like, this cast is terrible.
Yeah, but my God, the ratings, the viewers love it. I don't
I
know.
know.
I think it could survive without Meredith 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know without Lisa. Lisa's pretty epic. I mean, she is a character. Meredith was so reserved and pulled back this season too. Like
She was not even there. She's like space ghost.
Angie's center snowflake. Heather, I don't know.
I read something too about her and her husband getting divorced, that he really is gay.
I read that too. She was on Watch What Happens Live with John Oliver, who is a tremendous Salt Lake City fan. Like, it's his number one franchise. And she was like, absolutely not. Like, we're better than ever. But her dad was in the audience, and then John Oliver's wife was next to her dad. But she said, absolutely no rumors, whatever. And their house is off the market. They're staying in the house.
Yeah. I don't believe that. I mean, it came up in earlier seasons. I always think there's some truth to all of these things. And then they said you could kind of sense it on Wife Swap. I don't remember sensing he was annoyed with her.
Hmm.
Her husband, Sean, is that his name?
Yeah, I think.
I don't remember sensing that. I remember Electra being like, I can't stand you. If they do come back, and Meredith, who cares if she comes back or not, they need to address the Mary thing. Like, I want to know what the castmates think of her now that they saw this. I'm sure they all watched it. And I'm sure it's not a secret to any of them. No, if where I heard this, but no, it was in the documentary, I think, where they thought that when she returned to the cast of Salt Lake, she had it written in there that I'm not discussing my church or my husband, and Bravo agreed.
I could see that.
I don't think she could get away with that again.
Well, they showed her church this season, so
Yeah. I don't think she can get away with coming back and saying, "I'm coming back, but we can't talk about this."
well, it's interesting because in the documentary, they also showed when Andy confronted her and said, "Your people say it's a cult." She's like, "Yeah." People said you were mad at them for not giving you more money on your birthday, and she was like, "Yeah, I did say that." Like she never denied anything, and I think, quite honestly, whoever her publicist is, it's brilliant that she hasn't addressed this documentary because you could say, like what I've read online, like it's just this one family that's
But it's not the one family. There's a lot of people in that documentary. But also the church wasn't big to begin with.
right. Yeah, true. And then the mom took half the anyway, we're going too deep into that, but it was really good.
She cannot come back and that not be talked about.
Yeah.
And who else? Who do you think will have what storyline next season?
Whitney divorce, I think.
For sure.
Yeah. Lisa, you know what I wrote down too? Like the Lisa and John, they teased the preview and she was crying and blah, 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 and they just left it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a clip from the upcoming reunion where Andy says, like, is John trying to embarrass you? And she starts crying, but they just left that
I know.
dead on the table.
I think the Meredith thing was so big. We'll see.
And
Okay.
then Meredith can just do guest spots on Next Gen, right? She doesn't need Salt Lake City. She's got her DJ career.
For sure.
She's already acting like she's above all of them. So
All right. So what are you going to look forward to watching this week? Because Shaws of Sunset is coming back, which I think that's Thursday night.
it's tomorrow night, and then Traitors, 3 episodes
Yeah.
drop tomorrow.
Oh, so both are on tomorrow.
Yeah, 3
And
episodes of
Summer
Traitors
House.
starting at 9. Like I can't. It's too much.
But I'd rather cover Shaws if you're open to it and Traders than Southern Charm.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited to see Donna Kelsey and Dorinda apparently get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe physical scuffle.
I know. I want to see Dorinda, like the real Dorinda.
You see the real Dorinda
Yeah, but I think in this setting, it's going to heighten her.
because she's going to come in guns blazing because she was the first one out last time. Wasn't
Yes.
she first out last time?
I think it's going to highlight all of her bad qualities and her ego. So I'm down for that. All right. So that's what's on our agenda.
Survivor 50 too coming up. I know that's a weird one to recap, but
I was making fun of that with my daughter because I still watch it, but I was like, at this point, do we even need Jeff? Like, can't you do a AI version of him? Like, he says the same exact thing every time. And speaking of hosts, I saw something about if TJ ever retires, who will take his place, CT or Johnny Bananas?
God, not Johnny.
I hate to think of that day.
Not Johnny.
No.
CT doesn't seem right on his social media. Something's off.
Also not stable. Like Johnny will be like, this is my job. I'm showing up because I love myself and this is my ego. I can see CT being like, yeah, I'm just not down for this today, or on a bender or whatever. And I don't know, but no, please don't hand the reins over yet.
I know. It's not that hard.
Right?
TJ, you could do it. Pull it out for the fans.
You're so much better than what's his name? The Survivor guy, Jeff Probst.
Yeah. He's really old. He looks really good for his age, but he's
What's that called? Like a hologram. Like, couldn't they just put a hologram of it?
House of Villains too.
Ooh, I love House of Villains. When does that come out?
I think it's soon. I think they've wrapped.
I can't wait. So much good TV. Finally. We were in a drought
Got
there.
us through the winter, the dreary, dreary winter.
Okay. During the drought, though, we did watch, or I did. Did you wind up watching the Palm Beach thing on Netflix?
No, not yet. Members only.
It's so over the top, bizarre, hilarious, sad. Give it a watch. And they all look like drag queens. All right. So I'll see you next week?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do next week.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you then.
Hi, Denise.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Charmingly Toxic with me, your host, Denise Capurso. Be sure to like, subscribe, and pass on to your fellow reality TV junkies. You can connect with me on Instagram at Denise_support coach and on Facebook at Denise Capurso Counseling and Coaching. This podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only. While I am a licensed therapist, I'm not diagnosing anyone for therapeutic purposes, and these are not my clients. Expect sarcasm, snark, and a few clinical insights woven in. I talk about toxic relationships, power dynamics, and emotional safety, but this is not therapy, treatment, or a substitute for professional care. If you're looking for support, please consult a qualified mental health provider. If you're here for validation, insight, and a little side eye, welcome.